Life will hit you harder than any weight on the barbell. Life has a way of humbling you. You wake up with plans, dreams, and expectations, but then reality smacks you in the face. A bill comes due, a relationship falls apart. An injury sets you back, someone betrays you. Suddenly, life doesn't feel fair, and it's not. But guess what? Fairness is a myth. Nothing in life owes you balance, comfort, or equal treatment. Think about the weight room. When you step under that barbell, it doesn't care who you are. It doesn't care about your excuses, your bad day, or your feelings. 200 pounds is still 200 pounds. The iron doesn't negotiate. And that's the beauty of it. It forces you to rise to its standard instead of lowering itself to yours. Life is the exact same. It won't adjust for your comfort. It won't remove obstacles because you don't feel like climbing them. It won't lighten the load because you're tired. Life will hit you harder than any barbell, harder than any set, harder than any workout. It will test your resilience, your patience, your heart. And the only question that matters is, will you keep lifting when it feels impossible? Inside the gym, every rep under that heavy bar is a metaphor for life. When you're struggling on that last rep, with your muscles screaming and your mind telling you to quit, that's the same fight you face outside the gym when life knocks you down. If you can fight through the burn under the bar, you can fight through the pain in life. If you can push when it feels unfair, you can win when everything seems stacked against you. The truth is, the hardest battles are always unfair. You'll face opponents stronger than you. You'll deal with situations you didn't deserve. You'll encounter pain you didn't ask for. But that's the point. Life is meant to forge you, not to favor you. Every unfair strike against you is an opportunity to harden your mind, to build your body, to prove that nothing can break your will. You see, muscles don't grow in comfort. Strength doesn't develop in ease. Resilience doesn't come from things going your way. It comes from adversity. It comes from the struggle. It comes from those unfair moments where you choose to keep going when everything inside you says stop. So when life feels unfair, when it's throwing punches harder than you've ever felt before, remember the iron. Remember the barbell. It's always heavy. It's always unforgiving. And yet, every time you lift it, you grow stronger. Every time you endure it, you grow tougher. Life is no different. Unfairness is simply the weight you must lift to build the strongest version of yourself. Life will hit you harder than any weight in the gym. But you don't train to avoid the hit. You train to take it, to stand back up, and to fight again. The unfairness of life doesn't define you. Your response to it does. So step under the bar. Take the weight. Face the resistance, because if you can carry it in the gym, you can carry it in life. Stop complaining. Start training. Complaining is easy. Anybody can do it. In fact, most people spend their lives complaining about how unfair things are, how tired they feel, how hard it is to stay consistent, how much work it takes to get fit. But here's the reality. Complaining burns 0 calories. Excuses don't build muscle. Self-pity won't change your body. And whining sure won't make the weights lift themselves. When you walk into the gym, the weights don't care about your excuses. They don't care if you had a rough day, if you didn't sleep enough, or if your boss stressed you out. The barbell won't lighten itself because you're upset. The dumbbells won't magically move just because you don't feel like putting in the work. In the gym, and in life, you either show up and grind, or you stay weak and stuck. Think about this. Every second you waste complaining is a second you could have spent training. Every excuse you give is just time stolen from your own growth. While you're explaining to yourself why it's hard, someone else is in the gym pushing through it. And the difference will show. They'll be stronger, they'll be sharper, they'll be ahead, and you'll still be stuck in the same place, pointing fingers and making excuses. You can't complain your way to strength. You can't talk your way into results. The only language the gym understands is sweat, sacrifice, and consistency. That's it. You put in the reps, you grow. You slack, you stay the same. It's the simplest equation in the world, and yet people make it complicated because they're addicted to excuses. Complaining feels good in the moment because it gives you an outlet. It makes you feel like you've explained why you're not where you want to be, but deep down you know the truth. No excuse can replace effort. No story can replace sweat. No complaint can replace consistency. The gym is brutally honest. It's fair in one way. The weights give back exactly what you put in. You don't get cheated. You don't get lied to. You don't get shortchanged. If you train hard, you grow. If you slack, you don't. Period. It's the most honest relationship you'll ever have in your life. And that's why complaining doesn't fit here. There's no one to blame but yourself. Here's the shift you need to make. Instead of complaining, start using that energy to fuel your training. Turn "it's too hard" into "I'm getting stronger." Turn "I'm tired" into "I'm building endurance." Turn "this isn't fair" into "this is my chance to prove myself." Every excuse can be flipped into motivation if you're willing to see the bigger picture. And remember this, complaining never changes the weight. That bar is still heavy. That treadmill is still long. That workout is still tough. The only thing complaining does is waste your energy before you even start. Why drain yourself with negativity when you could use that fire to attack the work? Start training, start moving, start grinding, because once you begin, the excuses start to fade. The pain turns into pride. The struggle turns into strength. And every rep you complete builds a body and a mindset that no excuse could ever give you. Life isn't fair, the gym isn't easy, but your results will always reflect your discipline. Stop complaining about what's hard. Start training and prove you're built for it. Pain is the price of growth. Every time you step into the gym, you're signing a contract with pain. That burn in your muscles, that fire in your lungs, that ache in your body, it's the cost you pay for growth. There's no shortcut, no cheat code, no easy way around it. Pain is the toll booth you must pass through if you want to transform. Your muscles don't grow when you're comfortable. They grow when they're under tension, when they're pushed beyond their limits, when tiny fibers are torn apart so they can rebuild stronger. That process isn't pleasant. It hurts, it burns, it feels unfair, but that's the deal. No pain, no progress. If you're running from pain, you're also running from strength. The same truth applies to life. Growth doesn't come from comfort zones. It comes from struggle zones. Every great success story is written with chapters of pain, long nights, setbacks, sacrifices, heartbreaks, failures. But here's the twist. Pain isn't punishment, it's preparation. It's shaping you into someone who can handle the weight of your dreams. Too many people want results without the struggle. They want strength without soreness. They want progress without sacrifice. But that's not how life or the gym works. If you want growth, you've got to pay the price. And that price is pain. Pain teaches discipline. Every time you push through a burning set, you teach yourself that your mind is stronger than your body's complaints. Pain teaches resilience. Every time you wake up sore but still show up, you're proving to yourself that nothing can stop you. Pain teaches appreciation. When you've fought through the struggle, you value the results because you know what it cost you. Instead of running from pain, embrace it. When the workout gets tough, smile at the burn because it means your body is changing. When life feels unfair, lean into the struggle because it's carving out strength you didn't even know you had. Every ounce of pain is a down payment on the stronger version of you that's waiting on the other side. Think about the strongest people you admire. Do you think they got there by avoiding pain? No, they walked through it. They embraced it. They understood that the very thing most people fear is the exact thing that builds greatness. Pain is not the enemy. It's the coach, the teacher, the sculptor. It breaks you down only so it can rebuild you stronger. The next time you feel that fire in your chest during cardio, don't stop. Tell yourself, this is the price and I'm willing to pay it. The next time your muscles are shaking under a heavy set, remind yourself, this is what growth feels like. The next time life feels unbearable, whisper to yourself, this is not the end, this is the making of me. Yes, pain is uncomfortable. Yes, it's unfair, but it's also temporary. The soreness fades, the struggle passes, the hardship ends, but the strength you gain from it, that stays with you forever. Pain is fleeting, but growth is permanent. So stop fearing pain, start respecting it, start welcoming it, because every moment of pain is a signal that you're not standing still, you're moving forward, and if you can endure it, you can achieve anything. Pain is the price of growth, pay it proudly, because every drop of sweat, every aching muscle, every unfair battle is simply proof that you're becoming unstoppable control, what you can control, one of the hardest lessons in life. And in the gym is accepting that some things are simply outside your control. You can't control the weather, you can't control other people's opinions, you can't control the unfair breaks life throws at you, but you can control how you respond, you can control your work ethic, your consistency, your discipline, and your mindset. And that's more than enough to change your life. Look at the gym. You can't control the fact that lifting heavy hurts. You can't control that building muscle takes months, even years. You can't control that progress is slow. But what can you control? You can control whether you show up today. You can control whether you push for one more rep. You can control whether you fuel your body or poison it. Every choice you make adds up. Every decision compounds. The weights don't move themselves. You do. Too many people waste their lives blaming things they can't control. They blame genetics. They blame time. They blame circumstances. But blaming never built a body, and excuses never built strength. You may not have the perfect starting point, but you have the ability to get better every single day, and that ability is under your control. When life feels unfair, ask yourself, what can I do right now? That question flips everything. Instead of focusing on what's out of reach, it shifts your energy to action. Maybe you can't control losing your job, but you can control waking up early and training hard to sharpen your body and mind. Maybe you can't control heartbreak, but you can control how you channel that pain into fuel. Maybe you can't control the fact that your genetics don't give you the easiest road in fitness, but you can control your discipline to outwork everyone who quits. The gym teaches you this lesson every day. You can't control how heavy the bar feels, but you can control how hard you fight to lift it. You can't control how sore you'll be after a brutal session, but you can control whether you show up tomorrow anyway. You can't control how fast your body responds, but you can control whether you keep going when results are slow. That's the mindset of a champion, not worrying about things outside their power, but mastering the things they can. Life isn't fair. Some people start ahead. Some people have advantages you'll never get. But fairness doesn't decide your future. Focus does. Energy wasted on complaints is energy stolen from your grind. And when you put all your focus on what you can control, you discover just how powerful you really are. Control your effort. Nobody can take that from you. Control your discipline. Nobody can force you to quit. Control your focus. Nobody can distract you unless you let them. When you master what you can control, you stop being a victim and start being unstoppable. Ask yourself, are you letting uncontrollable things dictate your life, or are you pouring your energy into the things within your grasp? You can't control how unfair life is, but you can control whether you let that unfairness break you or build you. You can't control if life throws storms your way, but you can control if you stand tall in the rain. Every rep you grind, every workout you complete, every disciplined choice you make is proof that you're in control of your destiny. Life will always have chaos, but your consistency is the anchor that keeps you steady. So stop wasting time wishing the world was fairer. Stop wishing the road was smoother. Instead, grab hold of what you can control and squeeze every ounce of progress out of it. Because at the end of the day, success belongs to those who master themselves, not those who complain about life. Control what you can control. That's the only power you'll ever need to win. Turn unfair into fuel. Life will never play fair. You'll see people with advantages you never had. You'll watch others succeed faster, lift heavier, or look stronger without half the grind you've put in. And deep down, it stings. It makes you question yourself. But here's the secret. You can let unfairness break you, or you can let it ignite you. The choice is always yours. Every setback, every rejection, every no you've ever heard, it can either be the reason you quit or the reason you grind harder. The difference between the weak and the strong isn't who faces unfairness, it's who uses it as fuel. Think about it. If the world gave you everything easily, you'd never develop grit, hunger, or resilience. Unfairness is not a curse, it's your advantage, because it forces you to dig deeper than everyone else. In the gym, this lesson is clear. Maybe your genetics don't make building muscle easy. Maybe progress comes slower for you than for others. Maybe you've got an injury or setback that makes every workout feel twice as hard. So what? That's your fire. While others coast on their natural gifts, you're grinding through resistance. You're building discipline that no genetics can give. You're forging mental toughness that can't be bought. You're becoming the kind of person who doesn't fold when things aren't perfect. Every time life treats you unfairly, don't complain, convert it, let it fuel you. If someone doubts you, don't waste time proving them wrong with words. Prove them wrong with your actions. Turn their disbelief into the extra rep you grind out when your body screams to stop. Turn their criticism into the reason you lace up your shoes and hit the gym when you don't feel like it. Turn every closed door into fuel that drives you to break through walls. Unfairness can be the best gift life gives you if you use it, because while others waste time whining about what's wrong, you're sharpening yourself with what's hard. That's why the gym is such a perfect battlefield for this mindset. The weights don't adjust themselves to be fair. They're heavy for everyone. But if you decide to embrace that unfair load, to push when others fold, you'll come out with strength they'll never touch. Remember this, resentment drains you, but fuel empowers you. If you waste energy being bitter about life's unfairness, you've already lost. But if you channel that same energy into discipline, into sweat, into effort, you've turned something negative into pure power. That's how legends are built. Think about the strongest people you know. None of them had it easy. They weren't handed perfect lives. They were scarred, doubted, rejected, overlooked. And that's exactly why they're powerful, because they let every unfair hit make them hungrier, not weaker. So when you feel like life has cheated you, flip the script. Tell yourself, good, this means I get to outwork everyone. This means I get to show the world what happens when someone refuses to quit. Wear your struggles like armor. Let every unfair challenge sharpen your edge, because when you finally break through, no one can take it away from you. They'll know you earned it with blood, sweat, and sacrifice. Life will always be unfair. But that unfairness can be the fuel that builds an unstoppable you. Don't let it break you. Don't let it silence you. Convert it into drive, into hunger, into fire. Because once you do, no excuse, no setback, no unfair battle will ever stop you again. Turn unfair into fuel and watch yourself become untouchable.